and 13 years old, we said we were not going to give him a phone. So he made a project to build his own phone. See,
Wow.
see
How did he do that?
he bought two broken phones from eBay for $5.
And he's working on fixing them?
He fixed them. He
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 did.
combined he combined two pieces into one and made a working model.
Hello, and welcome back to the Spread the Positive podcast. I am Katie Coleman, Director of Operations at Spread the Positive. Thank you so much for being here. I am so stoked because today we have my very good friend, Chuck. He is one of my colleagues and peers from Harvard, and I see you repping your Harvard shirt today, Chuck. Chuck Thoda, thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
It's wonderful to be here, Katie, and definitely with you is more wonderful. So
What a charmer you are. Thank you for being here, Chuck. So tell me about Chuck. Let's start with you. We want to hear your story, Chuck. We want to hear your life, where you came from, where you're going, what you're doing, how you got to Harvard, what you're doing before, during, and after Harvard. Now that you have a life back, we just graduated recently as of the time of this recording. So, how do you feel now that you have a life again, hopefully? All the things.
oh, there's a lot of questions packed up
I
into
know.
one.
Let's start with how are you doing now that we're done with school?
um, I think that question is TBD because
Yeah.
I think I'm not still done learning. So
Okay.
I might still have a lot of things to learn. I think that. So let's park that somewhere, and then we
Okay.
can revisit in the future date. So,
Sounds good. We love a lifelong learner. But
absolutely.
hopefully, probably you're not going to be doing well. I'm projecting this from myself onto you, but I am like, I don't know if you agree, but I'm pretty done with doing 2 years in 6 months programs, like cramming an entire 2 year MBA into 6 or 7 months was intense. It was
Yeah.
amazing, an awesome experience, but it was very intense, very action packed, very we had a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. So when you say you're not done learning, do you mean you're going to do something like that again?
Absolutely. I think I work very good when I'm in stress or when you put me in stress. I really
Uh-huh.
work very well, actually. I slow down a lot and then I start to absorb a lot of things. And that's my biggest strength actually. Even at work.
Really?
I don't get panicked actually. I go the opposite way. So
Really? Tell me about that.
I don't know how we developed this skill, but I think I have this knack when there's a complex situations or a heated debates. I generally am the one which is like I think through it very very differently, and
Mm.
I always tend to keep my cool and try to mitigate that in a very resolvable situation. So and and I think my brain processes stress differently than when you think that you get panicked or you have anxieties or anything. I don't go that route. So
You don't experience anxiety?
no, I do experience that before, but not when I'm in the situation. In the situation, I'm always much more relaxed. Actually,
Like the high pressure, high stress, you can be
yes,
calm under pressure.
I love to be in that situation because I think my brain thinks much effectively and efficiently during that
Wow,
situation.
what a gift.
Yes,
You
that
you would
I
be good at doing those, like, FBI bomb diffusion situations.
Yeah, I think very spontaneously on the moment, very practically. Like I don't get panicked. Like even like I'll be the only one who will see like I'm not I'm not thinking of the situation, but trying to getting out of the situation with resolution. So yeah,
I'm trying to think of a time that I I don't remember you being cold called very often when we were in class together,
nope.
but I would love to knowing this about you now, I would love to see you get cold called because that is, like, in recent memory, one of the most anxiety inducing things that I can think of that we've experienced recently, and, you are always cool as a cucumber, but the cold call is so high stress when you're sitting there in front of 100 of your peers and the teacher is just like, "Chuck, start us off. What do you think about the case today?"
Yeah, I think in those situations, most of the time, I completely forget that there's 150 people or 200 people in front of me. It's always, I live in that moment. So when they ask me something, I'm already trying to analyze what his teacher wants, and then what I relate with my experience, how that needs to be
Sure.
addressed. So
Cool.
that's how I think. So
I like it, man. So tell me, do you have the opportunity to live in cool as a cucumber, high stress, thinking clearly when everybody else is freaking out often in your day job?
most of the time, yeah, like there's a missed deadline, and people are panicking because they don't know the execs will yell at them, or there's something going to go to escalation and everything. And then usually I'm the one who's like, okay, I'll deliver the bad news. That's fine."
Oh, wow.
And so I generally write what is the truth, because eventually that's the truth. So you cannot move away from it.
Right.
But also give them, like, what's a solution for it. If you go only with the truth, that means most of the people would ask you more 150 questions, like, so what do you think? What are you going to solve it for? So, but when you go with the solution, now they're thinking about, okay, will the solution work? So they're far away from the truth, the fact. They're
Nice.
thinking about the solution now, rather than, oh, you missed a deadline. No, we missed a deadline, but we'll be delivering in 15 days. That should take care of the customer. Now they're stuck with a 15-day mark, rather than you missed the deadline. You see how the context shifts?
That's why they pay you the big bucks, Chuck. That's leadership.
No,
Instead of
I
telling
think,
them what you can't do, you tell them what you can do.
yes. I think you should be honest about it. I think every team, every person in my team always say, like, if you fail, it's momentary, because you fail because of so many facts. But at that
Mhm.
moment, it happened. Now you cannot undo it, but try to solve it.
Right. Very good. So, we talked briefly about you being in high pressure situations for your day job. So, tell us, what is your day job?
Right. So I'm a product manager with a company called Lenovo. If no one has heard
Lenovo,
about it.
huh?
Yeah, exactly. If I've not heard about it, we are one of the world's top PC manufacturers. And we have
Okay.
so many product lines. We own Motorola Mobility Division, so the motor phones, everything is part of Lenovo as well. We have so many BUs in different fields. And we do have research, and yeah. So among all of these, I belong to a team called Cloud and Software,
Okay.
which we primarily build products, and we also work within Lenovo with multiple teams supporting them um, on achieving their own goals with anything related with cloud and software. And my role currently is all into AI, obviously, and I've been working there for the last 3+ years, the AI side. But before that, I was in the XR space. It's a, yeah, AR, VR, that's we call it.
All the
Um,
cool futuristic things.
yes.
So, what is,
So
to the extent that you're able to tell us, what's like the coolest thing that you're working on right now?
um, it's always about people.
Yeah?
Like, exactly. I mean, even though you build a product, you always imagine, like, in any product you build, it's all about the user,
Yeah.
who the user is. So a product is not successful until the user is happy with it. And that's what I try to do.
Very cool. And so what are some of the things that you're again, like, I don't if you're not allowed to tell me, then that's okay. How are the products that you're working on making your users' lives better?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. So I think generation to generation, people evolve and their expectations change. And that's where the innovation comes in, because you feel like we are innovating, or companies are innovating in the sense like for the sake of adding new features, but that's not the fact. um, People want something new every time,
Sure.
and they keep evolving themselves. And like, yeah, now music streaming is no more a buzzword.
Mm.
It is a common thing. I mean, podcast. Can you imagine 10 years back podcast? No.
Our founder was doing it 10 years back, and it was totally different than it is now.
Exactly. And the access to information has changed.
Yes.
So this will keep evolving. And now, when we're building the next generation products, we're thinking 5 years down the lane. So, what will you be in 5 years? What will I be in 5 years? What will be my needs in 5 years down the lane?
Wow.
Imagine that. That's very difficult to articulate and also difficult to predict. So,
Well, I
but
mean, 5 years ago, we didn't even have AI. I mean, we do, but not like we do now.
exactly.
So,
What
there's
will be
no
the next
way that
AI?
you could have. Right, right.
Yeah. So what's the
Totally.
next to AI? What will be the next to, like, if you are doing the podcast in 5 years from now, what tools would you use? Will you still
Mm.
need the camera? Will you still need the whole setup? You don't know.
No
So
telling.
yeah,
It's very interesting to think about, though.
exactly. And that's how we want to, improve the product, and also think bring new products to life, because that might seem crazy at this time, but then it's possible that people start using it when 5 years things change.
Wow. Cool. So, how do you guys go about anticipating those needs?
Mm.
5 years down the line, what that's gonna look like?
There's a lot of input on that. I mean, obviously, as a society, we evolve. So societal needs change. And when the needs change, we need to understand the need. I think it's always
Sure.
the need. And also, the landscape changes about the resources around you, and the people
Mm.
around you changes. One day you will be using electronic device. If you're camping, you'll be using battery power device. You won't be using anything plugged into a socket.
Right.
So the need is different. So yeah, that's how you need to anticipate. Like, if there's a new community growing somewhere, what will be the community like, and who will move into that community? Like,
Sure.
thousands of homes around you. um, and how will those community work? Where will they go to work? What kind of work will they do? Is it going to be farming versus working in IT or industrial? Then, based on that, the products change. So that's how we try to anticipate, and how many of such communities evolve in this global world.
Very cool. Wow, that seems like very important and also difficult to predict work.
Absolutely. It's
Ever
not easy.
evolving, ever changing. So I'm sure you have lots of opportunity to utilize your skill set of being able to stay calm in high pressure situations.
Yeah, I'm just doing a part of it. I mean, there's so many, I mean, so many people involved. So I'm just doing, like, when they anticipate this is the trend going, then we got to predict like what kind of solutions or products within those products that we could build that
Sure.
serves those customer needs.
Very cool. So how'd you get into that line of work, Chuck?
Ooh. Yeah, so where do I start? I think I'm always passionate from childhood. I like to tinker a lot as a
Yeah.
kid. Um, my first, I always told this even to my kids, is like, I never had an understanding or knowledge about how things work, but
Mm.
I always was fascinated by the first fascination came with. I don't know if you remember dynamos on a bicycle.
No.
See, so there's in maybe I don't know when, there used to be a dynamo attached to a bicycle, which is to power the light on your bicycle. And
Oh,
the faster you pedal, that dynamo would spin and generate electricity and power the headlight of your bicycle.
Cool.
And I was always fascinated to think that, what if I attached tens or 15 of this same dynamos and produce enough energy that it could pedal the whole cycle itself.
What?
And this was way before I didn't even know concept about the electric cars or nothing. I
Yeah.
was maybe 7 years old. That was my first fascination, I can tell
Wow.
you. And I also wanted to build that dynamos in such a way that you could somehow store and reuse. That was my first project, I would say, as a kid.
And did it
I,
work? How did it turn out?
I tried to attach some of the lights to my one of my cycles with some broken dynamos from different pieces. I didn't know circuits much. I learned circuits while doing that. I used to buy resistors from a shop. I don't know what each resistor type was. I used to solder, they used to blow up. I used to go back again, buy, and it's like maybe like 25 cents, 10 cents, I don't know.
Wow.
Um, I never scaled up, but I built one contraption for my dad. He used to have a two-wheeler, and I wanted to change the output of his lighting to an LED. And I don't know what LED was. And I mean, I thought LED was cool because LED lights were pretty bright. And
Yeah.
I built a small circuit with a bunch of LEDs and changed his headlight without telling him.
Without
And
his permission.
he went he was a hardworking person. He went to his shift and he came back in the night. And the next day morning, I got a spank on my back and I said, like, "What the hell
Uh-oh.
did you do my two wheeler? Can you put back everything?" Because he didn't have a clue what I did. And I was saying that I was improving the lighting of your moped, and he was like, "No, it was very dim. I could not see anything in the night when I was driving with it."
Oh, no. And
So,
he didn't even know he was the
and
experiment, did he?
no, I didn't tell him because if you ask permissions, you will never get the permission. So I just opened up everything and did it. And
He
I was only
noticed,
10 years
though.
at that time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
You have
so
always been a tinkerer.
yeah, and I think he didn't even understood how I did it because I accessed all his toolbox. And from that day, I think he didn't stop me using his toolboxes because he knew that I was able to do it.
Awesome.
That's how my journey started as a tinkerer. And then I did my management, I worked marketing. I was always like out of the box thinker, I would say.
Sure.
I always something crazy ideas I used to bring to the table, and people used to always question and challenge, but then they always won the ideas, the craziness.
Yeah.
Um, so,
Tell me some
but I never.
examples.
I predicted. So this was when I was in my management school. I predicted that there will be a drought. Obviously, there was no rainfall and everything, and due to that drought, there will be a an impact to one of the commodities, which will go into the food commodities. And I said people will start substituting that. So my prediction was like, because there is one commodity less, they'll try to substitute with something else, alternative to that, the closest alternative. And I predicted like, okay, if you have onions and there is an impact on onions because there's no enough onions in the market, then they'll substitute with something closest. And I predicted that it'll be a cabbage with onions. And
Wow.
and my professor at the time said like, that's crazy. That'll never happen. And I said like, no, I mean, I was looking at the market and I'm seeing that food prices, especially for onions, has been raising because there is an impact with water. There's no enough harvest. And I said, you will see the prices of cabbage will go up. So I was correlating the data.
Wow.
And and to prove my point, I did a survey. I went to all the big five-star hotels and I asked for a chef. And some of them thought I was crazy and I wanted to meet the head chef. And I said, like, okay, what do you think about the onion prices going up? What will you substitute if? if this goes continue to grow. And people were like, who's this guy from management school asking this question? I said, like, oh, I'm doing a survey. I want to know, this impact. And my predictions were pretty accurate because my probabilities were like pretty high, and they all agreed that they'll substitute with cabbage.
No way.
Yep. And 6 months into after I did my survey, you saw the spike in the cabbage went up twice the price it was sold.
Wow.
And there was a shortage of onions, and they all pivoted to using cabbage as alternative. They cut them into a thin slice. People who did not realize it, they were not even, from any stuffed food to curry or even dumplings, they could have used substitute onions.
Wow. And did you buy a bunch of stock in the cabbage before it
No,
blew up?
no. I didn't think I was pretty good at purchasing stocks at the time, but I was doing in a very basic ingredient, cabbage and onions.
Well, it paid off because how old were you when you were doing this?
I think it was like 20, yeah, something around 20.
Early on in your career,
Yeah.
right? I mean, because that's in a nutshell what you're doing now, just
Mhm.
on a different scale and with different products,
Yeah,
anticipating trends and needs and developing solutions for the potential issues before they even come up.
absolutely. Yes.
So that's been a huge pattern, it looks like.
Yes, I always like to think how I can solve. And sometimes I have ideas pop up while I'm sleeping. So-
Uh-huh. In
and
the
then
middle of
next
the
day morning,
night?
yeah, I sometimes wake up early in the morning, 4 a.m., and I'm tinkering something.
Really? Even still now today?
Even today, yes.
Wow.
Some,
So what's your latest tinkering project?
so we bought a closet, like a storage closet recently. It was very cheap. It was not expensive. But then I didn't like the look of it. Then I was thinking how to make it up. So I removed all its legs. I painted it gold. I added a gold, um, a very low profile pullouts to them. Now
Ooh.
it looks a completely different piece furniture, which is more expensive. And people so think that it's not that $200 furniture. It's you can go to Etsy or somewhere, you'll find the same thing for close to $800 actually. I replicated the look of
Look
$800.
at you. And you did that yourself?
Oh yeah, total investment was like less than $50.
Wow. So,
I, I want to be budget friendly all the time.
yeah, okay, so furniture flipper, electrician, market analyst, product manager.
Yeah, you can say that.
You wear all the hats, Chuck.
I like to
And
solve problems.
what
That's
other
all.
hats do you wear in your the rest of your life?
Yeah, so I think you're pivoting to my bar.
If that's what you want to pivot to, I know you have a family too. We could talk about
Mhm.
them,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever you
yeah.
want.
I have two boys, crazy. One is 10, other one
Precious.
is 13. Yes, and
Are they
so
tinkerers?
one has started dwelling into that.
Okay.
So the, the one in 13 years old, we said we were not going to give him a phone. So he made a project to build his own phone. See,
Wow.
see,
How did he do that?
he bought two broken phones from eBay for $5.
And he's working on fixing them?
He fixed them. He
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 did?
combined he combined two pieces into one and made a working model.
Whoa. What a genius you have on your hands.
Hopefully, he'll
Apple
continue. I
doesn't
said.
fall far, does it?
So no, but I told him like oh, that's a good trajectory. Now you can build your own car too. So good luck with
Oh,
that.
smart. Yeah, 3 years, you have your own car.
I'm not going to invest a single penny. So
That's
I'm happy with
good.
that.
Wow, I cannot wait to see how that goes. I know. If you can figure out how to power an electric bike, he can figure out the car thing.
Yep.
So, you mentioned you have a bar. Oh, we didn't talk
Yes.
about your lovely wife. You have a lovely wife?
Oh yes, yes, she is. You met her,
Yes.
and she's pretty much a big supporter of me.
Great.
Um, the first time we bought our first home, um, it took me 4 hours to change the locks because I wanted to do it myself, but
Okay.
I never did it, and she questioned. She was like a little skeptical, like, "What the hell is he doing? Changing the locks? You could call a locksmith, and it could have been done in like 1 hour."
It's the
So
principle of the thing.
for me, it's like I need to know how this works because I need
Yeah.
to change, and I didn't have the tools to change it, so I had to buy one at a time. And then while we're sitting in the empty house, and she was questioning, "Did I marry this guy?"
Was this early on in your
And
marriage?
oh yeah, and then the first home, and then I think once I changed it, she was a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
And then second time, I think there was a drywall, um, broken drywall or something, and I was like, "I'll fix it." I'm like, "Are you sure? Because you never done this." Like, yeah. And I bought all the tools and I fixed it with the texture even matching the surrounding wall with a popcorn texture, which it took me, I think, 4 to 5 hours to bring the texture back. And I have an OCD problem sometimes, so
It had to be exact.
it has to match the texture. Texture cannot be different.
Wow.
If
Yeah,
you rub
that would
your
drive me crazy too.
if you rub your feet or look at it, it should look exactly like something around it.
Like, you
So,
would never know that it was ever done differently.
and from that day, she never questioned. Every time she'll point me to a problem and then put that seed into my brain, and she's like, "You'll take care of it. I know it." So,
Oh, that's so nice. Love
she's the
it.
biggest cheerleader for me. So, yes, absolutely a
Awesome. Well,
big
you have
supporter.
a beautiful family.
Hey, my name is Brian Nail, and I'm a mortgage loan officer with Primis Bank. I just want to say how much I truly enjoy being a part of the Spread the Positive Network. It's an incredible mission that brings so much positivity to our community. It's been a real pleasure to be involved. Now, when it comes to financing a home, there are a lot of options. And in a market like today's, having the guidance of a trusted local professional can make all the difference. Whether you're looking to purchase a new home, second home, an investment property, or explore refinancing options, I'd love the opportunity to earn your trust and help guide you through the process. If I can help you nail your mortgage, give me a call at 615-243-3976 or visit nailyourmortgage.com.
So tell me about your bar.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, this crazy idea was always brewing. I mean, I used to travel, and I used to, every time I went to a different restaurant, ate a food or drank a cocktail, I always appreciated the work they put in. And also sometimes the cocktail was very bad for the price I'm paying.
Sure.
And always thought like, if I were in their shoes, what would I change? The one thing or two
Mm.
things. Um, that's how. And I used to catalog all my dinners, all my drinks. I used to take
Really?
pictures of it,
Like on Instagram?
every one of them. No, no, I
Really?
never post on Instagram. But I used to take pictures of every dinner, and everyone ordered something different cocktail. I was like, "Hey, can I take a picture of the cocktail before you start sipping it?" When I floated this idea with my group of friends, like, there's a concept called six cocktails, and I'm like, "Are you crazy? Six cocktails?" I'm like, "Yeah, six continents, six different cocktails each time, and you bring them to give an experience in the life of anyone. So you can have a Mexican cocktail one day, and then you go to Italian cocktail, and then you can
Wow.
Romanian. So you keep changing, so people never get bored, and every time they come, there's like, which country do you want to go? And I had a
That's
few
so
more
cool.
ideas, like, before you walk in, I wanted them to have a menu with a map, world map, and then you just pick, take a a pin and say like, oh, today I want to be in this city,
Wow.
and that city or that country would be the cocktail what you'll get when you sit on the table.
That's so cool. And it could be anywhere in the world at any time, or do you have, like, options pre-selected for them?
That was the concept I started with, but then I thought like, we don't have that much scope to grow. So we started like, instead of that, we'll minimize to more practical approach. Like, okay, we'll start with 6 different cocktails each time for a month, 2 months. Let customers experience what the cocktail and the background story of it. It's always a story about the cocktail.
Yeah.
And and I think many of my investment friends, and I definitely need to, we three were primary, like me, Chris, and Reddy, three of our partners.
Mhm.
Reddy used to overlook all the food aspects.
Cool.
We used to, and I used to force him to make something very unique. Like, we have these waffle sliders, like micro waffle sliders with chicken or fish.
Cool.
People love them because
Yeah,
they're
that sounds
miniature, like the small waffles.
yeah.
In a bar, I think that's how you want to bite and eat. So
Yeah.
you
That
don't want a
sounds
big
so
waffle to
cool.
carry. Yeah.
Nice bite-sized sandwich type things. With
Correct.
waffles. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
So those concepts were very hit, and then we had something like tempura fries. It's a
Mm.
tempura butter fries. It's always crispy. People love it. So those concepts were a big hit. So Reddy was responsible for it. And when I put the concept in, initially he was a lot of like hesitant, like, people, how will they accept? But then when he saw the feedback, he was like, yep, let's roll it out. Those are our
Cool.
number one sellers.
Oh my
Um,
goodness, that's so cool.
and I think then the cocktail part came in. So every time we bought a spirit from a different region,
Mhm.
it could be a ouzo from Greek, or Romanian red wine, or cherry wine, I would say, or a Russian vodka, or maybe a Colombian, uh, you know, whiskey. But we want to blend that and bring that kind of concept of like, closer to fruity or more intense. And we always ask like, do you like strong or fruity flavor? And people would tell
Nice.
us that. Then we recommend. But we'll give them the menu. We have the whole bar by the same time. Just
That's so cool.
but then when you engage with the customer, this is part it becomes interesting. You tend to know how the customer wants and what they are experiencing in that day. And that's the
Oh,
part which connects people. And even though people are from like South America, they would like to know what does the Italian drink. Uh,
yeah.
I never had Italian wine or I never had Italian cocktail. Well, like, yeah, now you can try.
That is so cool. And you're really bringing people together from all over the world.
Absolutely, and that's one thing I think I had customers walk in and ask me about. Oh, okay, so you don't have anything. I'm very allergic to wheat or grain, gluten. I need gluten-free things.
Sure.
Yeah, we can make a gluten-free cocktail for you,
Very
and
cool.
they'll be very surprised that we can make a cocktail with completely gluten-free ingredients. And they when they
Wow.
try it, they'll love it, and they're like, yeah, this is what I was expecting. And then you'll see the smile. I think satisfaction comes in when people become happy, and even
Yeah.
just one cocktail is good enough to make people bring them back. And sometimes people are very unhappy with their cocktail. Or like, no worries, what do you want to have? Maybe you can go to the basics, and
Sure.
people are much more comfortable going back to the basics sometimes. So you have both, but
Yeah,
you
there's
can.
nothing like it when you try something new and then you don't like it. It's terrible. When you feel so bad, you're like, "I'm so sorry, I hate this." No, no, not a
Yeah,
behaviors
exactly.
thing, but, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and it always happens, and yeah, people sometimes want, but that's the thing. You will see that people are adventurous all the time, but they're
Yeah.
hesitant to take the leap.
So, that's why you guys offer both, right? The fun stuff and the
Exactly,
traditional stuff.
and then you see that 95% of my customers wanted to try a cocktail
Uh-huh.
before they went back to basics. Only that 5% people they went back to basics because they
Sure.
know that they can always rely back. It's a comfort zone, I would say.
Absolutely.
But that means that many people are adventurous. They want to try.
Yes.
That was the data
Absolutely.
was very critical for me.
And most people like them once they take the leap and they do the new thing. Is that what how would you say the split is?
Um, 90% people want to have new, but the interesting fact is after 90%, the second leap is much more higher, steeper. So only 60 to
Really?
50% people would go for the next round with a different drink. If they like the first adventurous drink, they'll stick with it for another maybe
Oh,
couple of months. Yes, they will
interesting.
not go
So
for
if somebody comes in and they're like they try one of the special drinks from Italy that month, then they
Mhm.
come in next month and it's gone because there's a new round in, could you still make it for them, the old one?
No, so because most of the ingredients we procure them, and sometimes we have to batch them fresh.
Okay.
And like we squeeze some fresh juices and we give them the experience. So we run out of them. We cannot remake them because we don't have that fresh batch ready. So they do get disappointed, but then they're hesitant. So it's a 50-50 split. They're hesitant to take the next new cocktail menu.
Mhm.
Instead, they go back to their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Um, but 50% they say, okay, let me try the new one. But
Nice.
their brain cells are still telling them, oh, the old drink is my favorite. So I can tell that. But those are the data points which was very critical for me to see, like, how the human behavior and connections make a relationship
Yeah.
happen.
Very cool. And it's interesting that you get to have all this real-time data from your bar.
Absolutely. And a lot of connections, a lot of local people who have never could have met before.
I'm sure a
Right
lot of
from
therapy sessions.
a lot. They have told me about how they met their um, what do you call dad of their kids in the bar.
Wow. Oh,
they've
yeah.
told they've told me how they have broken in the past bars with their ex. Or they have told me about how shitty their day was in the bar.
Sure.
They've told me how they are very feel lonely in their
Mm.
life, but they're still coming there and drinking, and they want to just have a good time.
I'm glad that you have the personality that you have and the community that you have built through having this third place for people to come to.
Absolutely. And I think this is the place where I don't work, but I work a lot, but with happiness.
Oh, that's sweet. It doesn't feel like work because you enjoy it.
Yeah, I do enjoy, and I think interacting with people it takes you a lot of work hours, but
Uh-huh.
then I love the interaction with the people. That's very important.
Awesome. Well, Chuck, anything that you have for us as far as words of wisdom, parting uh thoughts that you'd like to share, words to live by, your personal mantra. What do you have for us? What nuggets do you have? I know you're full of them.
I would say I would fill up them. I think it's always evolving, and it depends on person to person. Again, my approach has always been like, let's let's bring people together wherever you can, whenever you can, because we are very, as humans, we are very judgmental. On
Mm,
instead of that, for a second, if you keep your judgments away and then just say, "Hey, whoever you are, like let's have a good relationship with good
sure.
time in front of us in this current moment. I don't care about the future or the past, but in this moment would become their past, and their future would be dictated by the past of what the experience is."
Aw, that's great. That's great. Thank you, Chuck. Plug your bar, plug where everybody can find you. Where can everyone catch up with you when they inevitably listen to this and then want to go find you in all the places and want you to be on their podcast and want to connect with you and ask you about your skill set and all the things? Where can they find you in person and online?
I'm not on social media much, so you
Okay.
would not find me. The only place maybe LinkedIn. I do
Okay.
have Chuck.Thoda at LinkedIn. My You can find me at bar when I'm working there. It's called Six Cocktails, located in Tracy, California.
Okay.
Uh,
Excellent.
those are two places where you'll find me, and all the time. Otherwise, I'm working.
You're working. You work all the time, Chuck. So I appreciate you carving out some time to come chat with me here today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your words. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And just appreciate your time and your authenticity and just the words of wisdom that you bring. So thank you for being there and for coming on today.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's really great, and as usual, Katie, you're awesome. So, thank
You're
you.
awesome, Chuck. We'll talk to you later.